Hello my lovelies, Elsie here with a sneak peek for the weekend. Look, I wasn't here throughout the week. I was disconnecting, having some time, and enjoying that full moon eclipse. I hope you did too. Look, there was crazy synchronicities going on. For me, in this time that I spent in nature, I told some of you that I was disconnecting and I was headed to the cabin, and that's what I did, and that's where I've been all week. So I had a bunch of crazy synchronicities happen, and they're still going on. So tell me, is anything gotten a little bit wild for you in terms of synchronicities? Like when you ask for something, it appears? Because that's what's going on with me, and it's pretty freaking wild, I'm just going to say. So we just got through this full moon eclipse in Pisces, right? And yep, it was pretty wild for me. Look, welcome here if you've never been here before. I usually do a reading at the beginning of each week called the sneak peek for the week, but since I wasn't here, I'm now here to do a sneak peek for the weekend. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through some readings that for your signs, and then when I come back in the early week, we're going to do a sneak peek for the week, and we'll carry on with the regular schedule. So thank you for those of you who have been waiting for your private reads, for those of you who have been waiting for readings to come out on the platform. I appreciate that, and let's get to it. So I am here with 12 cards to my left. If you've never been here before, welcome here. This is a reading I usually do once a week. 12 cards to my left. I'm going to use one deck for every sign in the Zodiac, and I'll give you a couple minutes on each. We're going to talk about what's going on from today, Friday, until Monday. So it's going to cover from Friday to Monday, and then after that I will do a sneak peek for the week, and we will carry on with the next 7 days after that. So I'm going to mark everything down below in the description, so you can just scroll this video to find out what it is that you need in terms of the energies you're looking for. I'm just going to ask you to please stop watching tarot just for your sun sign. I mean, if you're just doing it for entertainment, that's cool. If you're doing it for any other reason, you're going to need your moon and your rising. It might make more sense if you have your moon and your rising sign, and even if you don't have your exact time of birth, you can still figure it out just by using the AM or the PM if you know you were born in the morning after midnight or in the afternoon after the noon time, 12 noon. And then I am going to read for a couple of minutes for each of you. So the only other thing I have to tell you is that private reads are open. I am open for live private reads if you're interested in that. In the live private reads, you pick the time that we are going to speak, however long you want to speak with me. There are discounts merely for booking in advance, and anywhere between 5 and 75% off the live reads with me. You can stick as many questions as you can into a session with me when it's live. When it is pre-recorded, I'm still doing the pre-records because I love them. And if you're interested in the pre-recorded readings, please look at the link that is underneath the video. The very top of all the comments, there's always a pinned comment in all of my videos that gives you the directions about how to find a private read. If you click that link, you will see all of my pricing and all of the packages that I have available. So that's it. That's all. Thank you so much for all of those of you who do book with me and who have booked with me in the past. I appreciate you very, very much. All right, start with the fire family, Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's look at you for the weekend from today until Monday. Sneak peek for the weekend for Aries. The fire family, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Tell me what's coming up in the next 4 days for Aries. The next 4 days. Tell me what's coming up for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Tell me about Aries. Aries, this weekend I feel might be a weekend of you in contemplation. Holding back a little bit. Possibly maybe thinking things out, being practical, being analytical about something before you move forward here. We do have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Well, that's interesting. It feels like somebody's been holding back here because I feel like you want to reconnect with somebody here. These just literally flipped out in my hands here, so let's take them. We've got the Nine of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. Aries, I feel like you've had some sort of an ending with somebody, and this could be platonic or romantic. It's not always romantic, y'all. I'm not only reading for romance, but there is something here that came to an end. Could be a job, could be a friendship, could be a love, but it feels like something you released a long time ago. It does feel like you want to reconnect with somebody, but you're holding back because there are some worries. It feels like there's a lot of things that have changed since you've spoken to this person or been at this place of work or spoken to this person that you used to date. This Wheel of Fortune tells me everything has changed, but now divine timing is in the picture and things are aligning. There's alignment going on here for the beginning of a cycle because we just got through the full moon. So after we release, which is 10 swords, as after we do the release, then we move into the new cycle. This is the wheel is card number 10, which is October, but it's also card number 1 when we break it down from 10 to the 1, right? So I feel like you do want to reach out to someone here. You want to reconnect with someone, but it feels like you are worried that too much has changed, that too much time has passed. For some of you, it could be 4 years. Some of you, it could be 5. Maybe it's 9 for some of you. For some of you, it could just be 9 days. Like maybe you haven't spoken to your friend in 9 or 10 days and you're wondering, has anything changed? I'm kind of worried about why it's been silent and I haven't heard anything. Let's find out what's going on here. We've got the Ace of Wands, it's your energy. We've got the Moon energy, and we've got the Two of Wands. So I feel like you are being very careful. It feels like you've decided what you want to do, but you've not yet taken action. You're sitting at the crossroads here, wondering what it's going to take in order for you to have a clearer view of what's going on. It does feel like you're holding back because there might be a little bit of passion involved here. It feels like with the Moon energy that things are not as they seem. This is uncertainty, right? The Moon energy is uncertainty, but it's also really deep hidden feelings. It can be fearful because there could be illusions. You're thinking, well, maybe something isn't as I think it is. Maybe I'm not safe to do this. It feels like you're in indecision and a little bit of worry. I feel like the Wheel of Fortune might push things forward without your permission, I'm going to say, because that's the energy of the eclipse. Now, I just want to say, Aries, that in between the eclipses is this very important time of you need to really be very intentional with your thought patterns and with what your actions are going to be, because this is going to mark whatever is going to go on probably for most of the rest of your life. You're setting the stage for whatever is supposed to be coming in the future. Tell me what's coming in the future. Tell me more about Aries. We've got the Sun, we've got the Emperor, and we've got the Ten of Cups. I feel, Aries, that you want to be seen. It feels like the Emperor, who I believe is you, Aries energy here, whether you're feminine or masculine, and the Emperor has both. The Emperor is masculine leaning, but also has feminine energy. We all do, plants, people, and animals. We have the Sun energy here. It feels like the Emperor is about to have some sort of a breakthrough. And I feel like the breakthrough is about the Ten of Cups. That somebody here is realizing, look, I'm here to live this life. And when I come back for the next, I'm not going to remember this life. I feel like you have some sort of a realization or a breakthrough, a bright moment of energy, or that you want to be happy. That in this life, you're here to be happy, not just to do whatever is expected of you by other people. I feel like you're taking charge of a situation here. It feels like you possibly in the future, bottom of the deck is always future for me, in the future you might just move forward and reach out to someone. Tell me more. Everything is about to change here for you, Aries. So be very careful and very intentional with your actions and your thoughts over the next 2 weeks, because we are running into another eclipse, a partial solar eclipse coming up on the 21st. So this period between eclipses is really, really important that you're very, use your intention about what you want to do. Yeah, look, happy, 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 right? It feels like you are learning how to be happy from the inside. You're getting some sort of a realization or a breakthrough that you are happy, and that now what you're going to do is attract that happiness or to be happy. The Ten of Cups can be family, but ultimately it is the apex of happiness. Whatever that means to you. Could mean children, could mean family, could just mean internal happiness. Nine of Cups means you've built it on your own. Tell me about the outcome here. It does feel like everything is about to change for you, Aries, and you're about to move into the happiest, brightest, clearest thinking portion of your life. but you've got to be really intentional with what it is that you want. And I see you hesitating, making plans, but hesitating in the moon energy and holding back with someone that you want to reconnect with. So you need to take care of that and either make the decision not to do it and close the door and be done with it, release it, or you have to move forward and take care of it. We've got the World card here. We've got the High Priestess, and we've got the Nine of Pentacles. It feels like you're about to close some sort of a major chapter, which is going to shift your life into a place that you've never been before. It does feel like your intuition is dragging you there, kicking and screaming. It feels like that you are being silent about it, but it's almost like you're in a street fight with your intuition. It feels like you want to do it, but you're kind of holding back. It feels like this Nine of Pentacles tells me you want to do it on your own. For some of you, if we're talking about this being a romantic situation, it feels like somebody's going to be closing the door or leaving a relationship. This is a time when those things will happen. And if this is you that I'm speaking of, it feels like somebody here is about to become single. The big shift, the big major change in your life cycle, this cycle in your life is about to end. And you're about to step into the next cycle of your life single or doing something by yourself. For those of you that this is not a reading about romance, this is about building something on your own. Your reputation, your confidence, your finances, getting stability. This is the time for the glow up. This is the time when you're going to be working on yourself with this Eight of Pentacles energy, working on yourself. And it does feel like some sort of healing is about to come to a completion. And we never stop healing, understand, but it feels like healing, rest, pausing, this is coming to a completion. You've now sort of completed this hard work or this self-evaluation or the self-mastery that you have been doing. It's coming to an end, and I feel like you're emerging from that cycle of your life. A brand new person is what it feels like. Let's find out what is around the corner for Aries. What's around the corner for Aries, please, between Friday, today, and Monday? What is this? We've got the Tower. Something is definitely shifting you. It's okay. I just saw somebody shift into high gear. It feels like you are shifting into a quicker gear here. It's like what the Tower is bringing is, it feels like you are shifting out of this very careful, perfectionist energy of moving really slow, being incredibly slow and careful, and you're moving into this King of Cups energy that you've decided, instead of being moving on the earth, which is really slow, it feels like you're moving into the flow. So it feels like you are moving into this energy of listening to the intuition. You're moving into the flow. You're getting out of the doorway, getting out of your own way. And I feel like this shift is going to move you forward. So just think about, as I'm looking in my mind's eye, Charlie, my guide, is showing me somebody who is, I just got back from the cabin, by the way. So someone who is backing their boat down the ramp into the water, and you know that moment where the boat hits the water and it hits the flow? That's what I'm looking at in my mind's eye here. So it feels like there is something that was keeping you, I would say, bound, that you felt like somebody in your life was playing you for a puppet or a fool, somebody who was codependently attached to you. I feel like this Tower here is telling me that you were towing the line. You were towing the line or doing what you thought everyone else wanted you to do. But I feel like this Tower is here to break you out of this devil energy where you had this feeling of, I don't know why I'm doing it, but I stay in this place. I do the things that are expected of me. I feel like you're taking charge of something that is going to cause a major shift, or you are taking charge because of the major shift, the World card and the Tower. Feels like somebody here has gotten to their spirituality. Someone here has found their light. Someone who's been spending a lot of time by themselves. I feel like we've talked about that before, Aries, but it feels like you are going to be making a major shift out of one cycle and straight into another where you are the boss, where you are making decisions that keep you stable and secure. And I feel like you've been making these preparations silently and quietly in the High Priestess energy for a while. We've got Capricorn, we've got Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. We've got Aries, more Scorpio. We've got Leo energy. We've got Aries energy a couple of times. We've got Pisces and Cancer, more Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. Sagittarius energy as well. All right, something big is coming up for you, Aries, and it feels like it is a big switch out. Feels like you are ending a major cycle in your life in favor of something new, but I don't know if that you're expecting it. I feel like with the moon energy here, that you're not really expecting that it will go down as quickly as it's going to. Let's find out what's going on with you, Taurus. How are you, my bull gang? Thank you so much for showing up here. Hope I didn't make you feel abandoned. Your sister Taurus here just had to disconnect and get into the country. That's what I did. I did that, and I'm feeling very refreshed. Let's find out what's going on for you, Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Taurus, we are between eclipses. Make sure you are very intentional with what you are doing, what you are saying, and who you are saying and doing it to. Be careful in this time frame. You are setting up for the rest of most of your life here. So be careful, be intentional. Taurus, we've got the Five of Swords. So this is your warning that there are going to be people who may be disagreeing with you, Taurus. Be careful of your words. This is a time where you will be saying things and they will appear. Some of the crazy synchronicities that showed up for me over this last week here, since we've had, on the 7th, we had the eclipse full moon. I'm telling you, when I say it, boom, it's on my path within a day, within 48 hours. So be careful. Ye are a witch. We've got the Knight of Cups in the reverse. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. And we've got the Hierophant. You know what you're doing here, Taurus? You are giving up, instability emotionally. You're giving that up for structure, is what you're doing. It feels like this Five of Swords, it feels like it is possibly arguments or maybe disagreements. Look, they don't have to be knockdown, drag-out fights, but it feels like this Five of Swords could be the angst or the indecision within you. But I honestly feel with the Knight of Cups in the reverse, to me, the Knight of Cups in the reverse is unrequited love. You know what it feels like? You've decided there's no way I'm going back to the past. There's no way that I'm going to even allow somebody to entertain my life the way it is now. There's no way. So I think what you're doing is you are protecting yourself against these unstable, emotionally unstable people. And that could be romantic or platonic. Take it as it resonates for you. But what you're doing is you're switching up this energy for this energy, which I really love because the Queen of Pentacles is here. And that's stability, that's security, but that's also taking care of my health, planting my own garden so I can make sure that I'm eating in a healthy way. This is not only finances, but it is also time, effort, energy, money. It's like now I'm going to be very intentional with where I put my time, effort, energy, and money. The Hierophant is here. It tells me that you're building new structures here, Taurus, that you're moving into a very structured time in your life where you're no longer going to allow these people who have been having you on this emotional roller coaster. I don't think you're allowing it anymore. I feel like with this Five of Swords that you're like, nope, I'm just going to tell you straight up, that is not what you're doing with me in my life and my energy anymore. I'm not going to allow it. Tell me why the Five of Swords is here for Taurus. We've got the Star. So you've healed this. I feel like you have come through some type of healing. You're very connected to the universe. You're very connected to your source, whether that is a religious source, a deity, or whatever it is, your universal source. I feel like you are in this place of contentment, Taurus, and you are no longer have use for these people who are going to be loosey-goosey with their emotional energy, people who cannot get stable in this emotional energy, which is in the reverse. We've got the Justice here. So I think you're calling it. You're just going to You're just going to start calling them out, Taurus. There we go. Justice and the Seven of Swords. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. I don't want to hear your bull anymore. Literally and figuratively, right? I don't want to hear that from you anymore. I've decided I'm healing myself. I've decided that I'm closing a cycle in my life, that I am here to restore and get back into balance. The Seven of Swords says my bullshit detector is sharp, and you can't get away with it anymore because now I've healed. And I feel like this is what the Five of Swords is telling me here. You're just going to be telling people straight up front, no, we don't agree on these things. I'm not interested in arguing with you. I think that we can agree to disagree, but also see you later. It feels like that. Because the Hierophant's not playing, and neither is the Queen of Pentacles. They have stability and security and structure and tradition and all of that because they choose it. And I feel like you are on a path of structure right now. That you're like, no, I feel good when I'm stable and secure. I feel good when I'm there. I'm not going to allow anybody who can't get their crap together into my life anymore. Because I've healed. The Four of Swords is here. You know what it is it's time that has healed you. I feel like this clock here is telling me that, divine timing has healed you. It feels like there could be people in your life that you've let them get away with things for a very long time because the Queen of Pentacles is here and so is the Hierophant. These are very loyal energies. And so I feel like this Four of Swords is telling me that you've been through a lot of healing. A lot of time has passed, and I am done. I'm over it. We've got the Four of Pentacles. You're not even getting past the boundary. No, thank you. Look, I'm going to do it in the kindest, most compassionate, loving, and sweet way I know how. Cancer energy. Of course, Scorpio and Pisces, because we're in a general reading, but the Queen of Cups is here. And so with the Four of Pentacles, it's like you're backing away from the boundary and you're saying, can you just please stay on the other side of the fence? You're going to meet them at the fence line, but you're not going to let them in the yard. So I feel like because you've been healing, I feel, Taurus, you're healed to this place where it's going to be thank you, no. It's going to be kind and compassionate way to lock people out. The ones who are not stable in their emotional energy. Whether that emotional energy is through friendship, through the workplace, or through romance. You're just not dealing with the instability of people's emotions because the Queen of Cups is somebody who is stable in their emotions. Four of Pentacles tells me very stable, but also not being vulnerable emotionally with people who are not ready for my full-on emotional vulnerability. We've got the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So I feel like there's no action being taken here. It feels like I'm not even going to find creative ways to tell you this so it doesn't hurt your feelings, but I'm going to do it in the most kind and compassionate way I know how, that you're no longer getting in with the Four of Pentacles. I'm not feeling vulnerable enough to your emotions. We do have the World card. It feels like you really are closing the door on some sort of old chapter because, Taurus, you can get caught in this energy of being loyal, that you don't want to take the person off your list. You want to keep their phone number. You don't want to block them because you're a very loyal person, regardless of whether that is in the workplace with people that you are friends with or lovers. But the World card here tells me that when you decide to close the chapter, when you finally release, the full moon just happened, right? When you finally decide to release, look at that. You step up into your Queen of Wands energy. I feel, Taurus, that you're a person who's been hurt over and over again, and you've been resilient even though people hurt you over and over again. It feels like you've decided that you are no longer going to give time, effort, and energy to people who are unstable in their emotional energy, and they come to you for healing. You're not doing that anymore. I kind of love this. This is the Tarot of the Night, and this card is specific to this deck. It's the Angel of the Night, and the Angel of the Night, Taurus, only shows up when you have finally completed the dark night of the soul. So somebody here, bravo to you, you have finally come out on the other side of this dark time, and it's because you've decided to make this decision with the Four of Pentacles to say no. If I don't trust you, you're not in. I'm making a decision. Justice is, I'm having justice in my life, that I'm making a judgment on you, and if you don't like that, I'm sorry, but it is sorry, not sorry sort of energy. The Justice and the Star energy is sorry, not sorry. We've got the Six of Wands, we've got the Eight of Wands, and so it looks like here that you are, again, the Six of Wands is about someone coming back from the war, coming back from the fight, and with the Angel of the Night here, it feels like you've headed out of the dark night of the soul, and now is the time for your victory. It's now time for people to see the new you, the victorious you. The Eight of Wands is here. You will be doing things with precision. It feels like you will be making decisions based on being very intentional, which is necessary during this time between eclipses. This is going to echo through your life for a very long time. I think these are very smart decisions you're making. What is coming up around the corner is the Page of Swords. I love it. The Queen of Wands is here. And the Nine of Cups is in the reverse. Look, I feel like you've learned your lesson. In the Page of Swords shows up as the student, and for me as a reader, when a lesson has been learned. When the Hierophant and the Page of Swords come up in the same reading for me, it's like when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And so I feel like the teacher appeared, you learned the lesson, and you grew up into the Queen of Wands energy, which is, you know what, I don't need you, I don't need you, and I don't need you. I don't need you to put any more burdens on me than I'm already carrying. I'm sitting on the throne in spite of everything you've done to me, in spite of all of the disillusionment that you gave me emotionally, all of the unstable emotional energy. I am here anyway, sitting on the throne, looking great, feminine or masculine. We've got the Ace of Swords. I like it. You are cutting away the devil. Look at this. This is bottom of the deck energy. We've got the Ace of Swords, we've got the devil, and we've got the Death card. No more. No more toxicity. Don't bring me your bullshit. I'm not doing this. I'm using the sharpest sword that I have. I've got clarity now. I'm cutting everything out that is blocking me from my next cycle. I feel like you're having some sort of rebirth. It feels like you are coming to this energy no more. Like you're like, forget it. And I'm sorry if that's going to hurt your feelings, but it is what it is. I've got to now look out for me. So we've got Scorpio energy, Capricorn. We've got Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, and Taurus. We've got Gemini. We've got more Aquarius energy. Yeah, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini is what I see there in terms of air energies. All right. Speaking of air energies, Gemini. How are you, Gemini? I hope you're well. Thanks for hanging out here for a minute. Let's find out what's going on for Gemini from today, which is Friday. Today is the 12th as I drop this, and we are looking at the energies for the weekend. Till about the 15th. Let's take a look, see what's going on. Sneak peek for the weekend for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Gemini for the next 4 days. We've got the Queen of Pentacles is in the reverse, the Two of Cups. We've got the Ace of Wands and the Empress. Feels like you are almost taking one last look back there and deciding, do I have enough? Am I enough? It's like you're looking inward. So the Queen of Pentacles is now taking stock, has learned the lessons, has got the stability, the security, taking care of themselves, their health, their wealth. It feels like you are looking inward and deciding, how much do I have to give to somebody? It feels like this is why you are looking at yourself here, Gemini. It feels like you are looking inward to see if I have enough stability. Am I ready for the new cycle? Feels like the new cycle is bringing some sort of bond. And the Ace of Wands being here with the Empress tells me this is a brand new cycle that you're birthing. You could be the Empress, or the person in the future could be the Empress, but it does feel like there is some sort of attraction. The Empress is in a very attractive energy. You could be the person who is in this attractive energy. So I was saying before to the other two signs before you, is that we are in this space and time between eclipses. It's very important that you must be very intentional about your words, about your actions, about your thoughts, because you are shaping what is going to likely be for the most of the rest of your life at this point. It's going to reverberate in your life. It's going to vibrate in your life for a very long time after this very important period. So I feel like what you're checking in on yourself for is because I feel like you might have feelings for someone. For some of you, those could be romantic feelings, but for others of you, it feels like you're checking in with yourself. Which bonds are really important in my life? Which ones do I want to give my fire energy to? Which ones am I most excited about? Which ones are most creative? It feels like you're heading to a new cycle in your life here, because the Empress is always pregnant with a new cycle, with something creative. Something brand new is about to be birthed here. Could definitely be a baby. Somebody could be having a baby that you know. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're watching this and pregnant. But if you're the masculine or feminine, it feels like something brand new is about to show up here. It feels like what you are leaving behind is heartache, heartbreak, disappointment, and you are being birthed into this new cycle, which is, this is somebody who's coming from the war, the fight, and they're moving into their life like they're going back home, or where they feel the most at home. I feel like you're coming from a hard cycle of maybe depression for some of you, or maybe dark night of the soul. It could be disappointment or heartbreak, and it feels like you're about to get some sort of really happy victory that's coming up here, because it feels as though you've done all the hard work to find the internal happiness. And it might be that's why the Queen of Pentacles is looking inward. Do I have enough stability? Do I have enough security? Am I happy enough with myself? It feels like there is a new cycle here, and we'll talk about that. But let's talk about the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse first here for you, Gemini. We have the Knight of Swords in the reverse. We have the Seven of Swords, and we have the Lovers. So it does feel like for some of you this might be romantic. But the Seven of Swords tells me that you're keeping it under wraps, that you're moving really slow, that you don't want to be aggressive. It feels almost like you're dancing around somebody almost. Like somebody's in the middle of the room, maybe in the dance floor, and you're sort of walking around the dance floor, watching this person from all angles before you decide to step forward and begin something new. So for some of you, this is a choice to ignore someone who you feel might not be truthful with you. I feel as though you're checking in with yourself, Gemini, and saying, no, I'm good. I know what the truth is, and I know that I'm not a liar. It feels like that you're choosing to keep something under the surface here and pull your energy back if this is not romantic for you. It feels like this is a new day for you, though. It feels as though you've decided that something, someone, a situation, or a person, or a relationship is not worth your time, effort, or energy anymore. We've got the Justice card. We've got the Ten of Wands. And we've got the Four of Pentacles. So whether this is romantic or platonic, it feels like somebody here is about to get their justice because you choose it. I feel like that you've decided, I need stability. I feel like something here is about to be restored. It might be your mental energy. So you might be becoming more stable and clear about how you're going to handle people that are not honest or truthful with you. Quite honestly, it feels like for you, your bullshit meter is being sharpened just a little bit. It feels like you know who's with you and who's against you, is what it feels like. The Ten of Wands is here with the Four of Pentacles, and it feels like your justice is that you'll just be pulling back your energy slowly. I don't think that you're going to be calling out people who you think are liars. I don't think that's good energy to put out there in the middle of, in this in-between energy of these eclipses. You don't want to put that negative energy out there. But I think what you're going to do is hold your position and hold your balance. What you're doing is you're clearing karma. Ten of Wands, you're dropping burdens and you're holding back. You're withdrawing your energy from people who are not ready for this version of you. The one who is leveled up, the one who can do it themselves, the one who doesn't really need anybody in their life, but given a choice would want somebody in their life. We've got the Six of Wands. Again, it comes back out. So you're headed for the finish line here, my friend. It feels like you're going to a place where you feel the most victorious, you feel the most stable. It feels like you are going to be having the spotlight here. And I think that what you're doing is you're leaving behind situations that are unstable. You're leaving behind bonds that are, that you know that these people are not the people that you would want in your life. Sometimes we keep these people around because of loyalty, and I think that this looks like you are moving into a new cycle, only taking with you the bonds that excite you, that you have fire for, that you are attracted to. It feels like what you're attracting in your life is not necessarily the Seven of Swords and the Lovers. People who wouldn't show their affection, people who are playing games with you back and forth. You're just releasing those people, and I'm done with it. And you're probably going to be putting a lot of blocks in place. It feels like you're no longer chasing anybody. I'm no longer texting you first. I'm no longer calling you first. And I'm just going to pull my energy back from you and carry on into the future. What's the outcome for Gemini? We've got the Nine of Cups that came back out again. We've got the Magician energy. I like that up against the Nine of Cups because it tells me that you're ready for transformation. You're ready to be happy on your own, because the Empress is telling me you don't need anybody external to you to make you happy. That means if you are single, you're like, yeah, I'll meet somebody when I meet somebody, but I'm kind of content where I am right now. I feel like the Nine of Cups is telling me when it's in the upright that you have inner happiness. You're no longer looking for someone to come into your life to make you happy or distract you. The Magician is about illusion or distraction. I feel like this Magician energy tells me that you're no longer in this energy where you have to distract people or pretend that you're happy, because you actually really are. We have the Five of Wands. So I really do believe that the Five of Wands is telling me that people who are putting you in competition or have indecision about you are off the list. I feel like you're going through and blocking some people from your life, from your friends list, from Instagram, from TikTok. It feels like these are people who don't reach out to you first, the ones that you've always had to chase, and you've stopped chasing. Tell me what's around the corner for Gemini. We've got the Four of Swords, we've got the Eight of Swords, and we've got the Five of Pentacles. Again, it tells me you've healed from the Eight of Swords. You're no longer up in your head. You're not letting them occupy the real estate in your mind any longer. You're just going to simply disconnect. I'm good with it. I'm stable. I'm all right. I'm just going to disconnect. I'm in the Empress energy. I don't need people in my life who are going to be unstable in their own energy. I don't want these codependent relationships. I am not staying attached to people who are not going to add to my life. The devil energy is like a soul sucker. The energy of the devil is like, I stay attached to people because someone says, well, you can't disconnect from them. That's your brother, or that's your mother, or that's your father. But look, if they're toxic, I don't care. I don't care who they are or what they mean to you. If that person is toxic, disconnect from them, because it's time for you to step into a new cycle of your life of abundance, of rebirth, of new cycles and things that are going to be showing up for you. And you don't have time for this. Five of Cups here. Yep, you're healing this. You don't have time for regret. You don't have time for sadness. You don't have time for worry. I feel like the star is here telling me that you are definitely healing yourself by doing a lot of hard work. So I feel like it's time for you to make some pretty clear decisions about who you are going to decide to have in your life, who's on the bus, who's under it, right? We've got Capricorn energy, we've got Taurus, we've got Leo energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, lots of earth energy here. We've got Gemini and Libra, Taurus and Libra. We've got Aries energy and Gemini. We've got Cancer energy. We've got Gemini and Aries. And we've got some Scorpio energy here as well. All right, Cancer. Excuse me. Tell me about Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. This reading here is just for the weekend. It's for today, starting September the 12th today, going to the 15th. And then next week I'm going to show up with the sneak peek for the week. Just going to throw a bunch of readings at you over the weekend, Cancer. Let's find out what's going on for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter between eclipses. Be intentional, Cancer. No manifesting, just be intentional with your words, your actions. What's coming up in the next 4 days for Cancer? We've got the Queen of Wands energy. Independence. Restoration. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. I kind of love that. Wheel of Fortune, we've got the Ace of Cups, all right, and the Five of Cups. It feels as though here that change is coming this weekend. It's likely some of you will go through some sort of a really big change that is destined. It feels like the expansion of the heart space is what's happening for you. It feels like you have been in some sadness or maybe regret. It feels like there's been some sadness in the heart space, that you, my friend, are someone who has been through a lot, because the Queen of Wands is here. It feels like you are independent or you are single at this time if we're talking about love energy. But I think in this time where you've been by yourself or not attached to anyone else romantically, that you have learned to love yourself with all of your flaws. Look, the Queen of Wands is someone who's been through a lot of messy stuff, but is resilient and has come through it and sits on the throne regardless of everyone who pointed and said, you're never going to do that. It's the only fuel that the Queen of Wands has, is to say, I'm getting on the throne, y'all, but just better back up your crap. I'm getting on the throne anyway. So the Ace of Cups is here. You've learned to love yourself. And I think that's because you've learned to love yourself that I feel like there is, we've got 6 cups here, by the way. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is destiny and change. So I think something is changing. It feels like that there will be some sort of destined nostalgic energy that maybe would have made you sad or regretful from the past. I feel like you've resilient, that I feel like you're showing me resiliency, that you're coming through this and leaving it where it belongs. You're leaving these memories in the past here. 6 cups is nostalgia. You're leaving these things in the past. You're changing the heart space here. Tell me why the Queen of Wands is here, talking about you, whether you're feminine or masculine. The King of Wands is in the reverse. We've got the Page of Pentacles, and we've got the Ace of Wands here. So we've got 3 wands. It feels like we're looking at the future. There's a decision that you're trying to make here. You've been planning to move forward, but I feel like you wanted to clear up this regret. Am I really going to regret not going back there, not acting on those nostalgic feelings? I feel like the universe is asking you to cut it, leave it there, and go into a new cycle. Card number 10. Into October, it's going to be different because a lot of things are going to change in the month of September. And I think it starts over this weekend for you. The Ace of Wands is here with the Page of Pentacles. It feels like there is something brand new and exciting that you're going to want to put your effort, time, and energy into. The King of Wands is in the reverse, so it feels to me like you are going to do this at a slow pace. I don't think you're going to be jumping at anything. It feels like you are not yet inspired to begin anything new, but I think that you have a feeling, or you know, that something is coming in the future here. The World card is here. Okay, so that's what it is. You are sort of in this moment of I just need to take one more look back there and decide what I'm going to leave back there in my memory bank. It feels like you're about to let go of or detach from the past, because the World card is here, and so is the 7 of Pentacles. It feels like you've been holding on to something back there, hoping it would return, hoping that maybe we could heal it. I feel like finally this weekend you are going to have some sort of an awakening here, the World card and the Wheel of Fortune. No more waiting. We've got the 9 of Swords in the reverse. I can't worry about whatever went on back there. I can't worry about that anymore. It's time for me to step forward here. I love it. The 4 of Swords is here. So this is the final bit of your healing. And I almost feel like it's like a bit of a portal you walk through this weekend. And as the new week begins for you on Monday, I feel like you come out of this weekend feeling like a brand new person. You might be staying home this weekend. You might be taking care of yourself. Maybe just ordering in and watching trash TV or watching your favorite documentary or whatever it is. It feels like you've decided, I'm just going to be by myself. I'm just going to not worry about anything. I feel like you're going to be putting all the hard work into yourself. I think that you're just laying low and waiting for this chapter to close. Tell me what is the outcome here. We have the 7 of Cups, We have the 9 of Wands, and we have the 8 of Wands. So again, I feel like you are releasing the 9 Wands. The 7 of Cups is here. It's almost as though it feels very foreign to you to not have a worry. It's like some people don't know who they are without the chaos. I feel like you're trying to heal the chaos so you could move forward with precision. We've got the 8 of Wands, quick moving energy, really precision, taking a shot at something. You see something in the distance that you want. I feel like you're being very specific about the energy you send out there with the 8 of Wands. It's really important for you to do that as we are in the in-between stages, in between eclipses. So please make sure that you have good intentions, good thought patterns. Take care of yourself. Do a bunch of healing. What's around the corner? We've got the 6 of Swords, so you can move on. Look, I can't write that. That's lovely. So you can move on to the King of Pentacles energy. The 3 of Swords is here. I feel like you're moving on from heartache, heartbreak, disappointment. You've decided to leave whatever memories you had that were hard for you. You're leaving them in the past. You're now changing the way you feel, changing your mind. The King of Pentacles does tell me that the 6 of Swords tells me you're leaving the chaos and moving to the calm, stability. You're putting the effort, time, energy, money, whatever it is, into things that really matter, that will grow. You're planting seeds that are going to be viable now, that are going to grow and build your stability. The 3 of Swords tells me I feel like you're just giving up this ace and 5 of Cups, which is 6, nostalgia, and the 3 of Swords. I feel like you're giving all of that up. 3 of Pentacles is because you've decided you're going to build a new foundation. Look at that. The sun is in the future. I love it. The sun is here with the Chariot. Well, there you go. That's beautiful. The Chariot is your energy. The sun is shining on you, and you have just come out of this hard time and out into the sun here. So you've grown personally, professionally, spiritually. It feels like there's an aha moment or a realization of who you really are. The Queen of Cups is Cancer energy, that you've dropped the 10 of Wands, dropping burdens, emotional burdens. Oh, I love this. I could just keep digging in the bottom of the deck. The Death energy is here. So the Death card is here telling me transformation of your emotions is here. The 10 of Wands is here, dropping all the emotional burdens that you didn't need to carry anyway. And it's time for you to get your stability, be disciplined in your energy, and that's when you have this breakthrough, that it's time for you to love the self, and everything else will be added to you. That's what it feels like I'm supposed to tell you. We've got Capricorn energy. We've got Aquarius energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. We've got some swords here. Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Aries. We've got more Scorpio energy. We've got Gemini energy. We've got Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. I said that. Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Sagittarius energy. Expansion is here for you, my friend. And so is the sun. Here comes the sun. Do, 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 do. Yep. And it's all right. It's going to be okay. Oh, yes. Yes. Jupiter is in your sign, and Jupiter is the Wheel of Fortune. Well, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Yes. So you're headed for even brighter, bigger, better, brighter times. The 3 Bs. Yeah. Let's find out what's going on for you, Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We're looking at today, the 12th of September, going into the 16th. Let's find out what is going on for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo. Can you tell me about Leo energy, please? Tell me about Leo. Leo, look at you. You are leaving some type of chaos behind. You've done some healing, Leo, and now you've made a decision to get in the boat and go. I need to go where things are calmer. I like it. You're calming the mind. We've got the moon energy. What you're detaching from or leaving is the chaos of not knowing what's going to happen. You know what you've done is, instead of waiting, sitting there and waiting about, this, I don't know what's coming up. I'm kind of scared of the dark. I don't know what's coming up, and it's like you becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable. Instead of waiting in the moon energy and feeling the uncertainty, this deep, maybe feelings of uncertainty. It feels like you've decided, you know what, I'm just going to get in the boat. I'm going to take control of it myself. I'm just going to get out of here, out of this place of uncertainty. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make something for certain. That is, I'm going to pull away or detach from this moon energy and move forward into the calmer waters where I can think straight and make decisions. Tell me about the Empress. Got the Five of Swords. It feels like there is stability of your abundance. It almost feels like you were holding back because you were uncertain about what decisions to make. It feels like you were unsure about what you believed. It feels like there was indecision, but also that there were thoughts possibly that confused your path. I want to say with the Five of Swords here, it feels like I'm no longer going to be immersing myself in arguments and fights that have nothing to do with me. I'm going to be on my own. It feels like the Empress is somebody who is stable, secure, abundant. I feel like you've done a bunch of healing, and it feels like you're coming out of some sort of a dark night of the soul. Maybe it's an ego death. It feels like the Empress energy is here, whether you're the feminine or the masculine, which is you are looking better, you're feeling better, but you've decided that you're just going to keep to yourself. Because I feel like you are done with listening to people and their opinions that don't match yours. It feels like for some of you, it could be family that you're disconnecting from, maybe not forever, but for a bit. It feels like there is these thought patterns that you need to heal. And I think the Empress is here to help you heal all of that energy. Tell me about the Six of Swords. We've got the King of Pentacles. Yeah, you're moving on to more stable ground here. You're getting out of the water where the boat can be a little bit rocky here and there. And I feel like you're doing something that is going to be with purpose, with stability. We've got the Eight of Wands. Like the Eight of Wands keeps coming up in everybody's readings because it's really important right now between eclipses to be very intentional. Be very intentional with how you feel, what you're thinking, what you're saying. And I feel like you're moving out of this Five of Swords energy where I'm not going to argue with you. I don't care if you agree with me. Keep your opinion to yourself. I really don't care if you disagree with me or not. And I feel like this Eight of Wands is telling me that now with this King of Pentacles energy, that you're being very specific, very grounded, very solid, very dependable, and you are taking a shot at being compassionate and loving and kind. The most compassionate thing you can do is withdraw your energy from someone who's trying to argue with you. And I feel like you have to be very intentional at this time with the Eight of Wands about the energies currently, because we are in the middle of these eclipses, and things that you say and do and take action on are going to be with you for a very long time after this. So I feel like what you're doing is you've decided to live within your Queen of Cups boundaries, which is being, I'm just going to deal with people in a very kind, compassionate, and loving way, and I'm going to let them trip over their own words and make their own. It almost feels like that you're going to allow them to trip over themselves. You're no longer going to give them ammunition by which to argue about. You're not interested in that. This can also be intrusive thoughts, I'm going to say, that maybe you have done a lot of work on yourself, but maybe there are people around you in your environment who are trying to convince you of otherwise. And I'll say, you can't go back to the place that you were after you heal, because the people back there are not the people who are healed. I'm just going to say, keep moving forward. We've got the Devil energy, we've got the Ace of Swords, and we've got the Ten of Pentacles. I think that you realize right here what or who was holding you back. What situations you need to cut yourself free from. I feel like the situations you need to cut yourself free from is feeling like you still need to keep yourself attached to people who don't agree with you, who say terrible things to you, who try and make you feel badly about yourself and the decisions that you make. I feel like the Devil energy with the Ace of Swords is telling me that you come to some sort of clarity that some of the people that you're leaving back there are people who are codependent, or they live in fear. So people are always going to cast their fears onto you. So when you say, hey, I'm going to go and be a pilot, and somebody's like, no, you're never going to be able to do that. And it's because they can't. not because you can't, because they're projecting onto you. So I feel like you're cutting yourself free from the devil energy, but the devil energy feels like it is other people's opinions, people who would argue with you and tell you the things you can and cannot do based on their own expectations for their own life. I feel like once you cut this away, you sort of cut the dead weight and you head on to the Ten of Pentacles. It feels like these decisions that you're making right now are probably going to be setting you up for the next 10 years. It feels like there is good health, good wealth, working hard. It feels like stability, security, and money. It feels like you're cutting the dead weight and you are heading into a foundational sort of structured life that these people are not interested in. They're telling you can't do it because they can't do it. So the Hierophant energy here tells me that you become either the spiritual teacher or you move to a new job that pays more. You might be quitting a very toxic workplace to go into a new workplace for some of you. And if you do, I feel like this is the place where you really thrive. This new corporation is the place where you really thrive. It does feel like it's stable, it's secure. And I feel like you have this realization that whether this is a group of people or whether this is a long-term relationship that you're letting go of, or whether this is leaving an old job and going to a new one, it feels like wherever you're going is a better commitment, it's better structure, it's a better corporation, it pays more, it has more longevity, and you have had this clarity that I've just finally got to let it go, whether I love these people or not. They are not people that I need in my life telling me that I can't do what I know I can already do. Tell me what the outcome is. We've got the Six of Pentacles, we've got the Chariot, and we've got the Ace of Wands. So I feel like you're pretty excited to head off into the future. It feels like you've applied a lot of discipline to your life, not only because the Chariot is here. This is emotional discipline, but this is also discipline in the pentacle world of your money, your time, your efforts, and your energy. It feels like now you're going to only be giving reciprocal energy to people who are going to be giving it back. I think it's really smart because I feel like you've worked a really long time on getting this stability and being very secure and very exact with how you're going to share your emotional energy and your stability and who you're going to share it with. It feels like there's a new exciting path coming up for you, and it feels like it could be emotional for some of you. Others of you, it's creative, it's exciting, it's a spark of interest. Tell me what's around the corner, please, for Leo. We've got the Four of Pentacles, we've got the Two of Pentacles, and we've got the King of Swords in the reverse. So I feel like you are not making quick decisions. Feels like you're making very slow decisions. It feels like you're holding back and getting your balance so as to minimize the impact of being irrational or not thinking through the process first. It feels like with the King of Swords energy that you're trying to get your balance here and you're holding back because you don't want to make decisions that are not going to be good for your life going forward in the future. The Eight of Pentacles is here. This is a subject matter expert. So it feels like this is caution here. You're being cautiously optimistic, but what you don't want to do is be the King of Swords in the reverse. I really feel you're being very intentional with your words and your thoughts at this time, which is really what I'm trying to ask you to do, is be very intentional with your thoughts and your actions at this time. And I think you are. With the King of Swords in the reverse, but all these pentacles here, it tells me that you are thinking things through, that you're really being analytical, because what I don't want to do is be this King of Swords in the reverse. So we've got the Four of Swords. So there's healing of the mind, stability of the mind, and it feels like you are going to take this into the future here and transform the bonds that you have with people. So I feel like although you are cutting some people out, that you are making new bonds, whether they are romantic or platonic. You're building new foundations, new friends, meeting new people, possibly moving to a new community. It feels like you've got this new confidence about you here, and everything has changed, or everything will change. I feel like that could be happening already, but I really feel like you solidify yourself into that energy over the weekend. We've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. More Capricorn, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, and Libra. We've got Cancer and Pisces energy. More Taurus energy. Right. Tell me about the birthday babies. Virgo, how you doing? This is a pretty wild season for you, I'm telling you. couple of eclipses. The next one is in your season, right? The next one is a partial eclipse in Virgo. And so we're all going to be dealing with new beginnings, letting go of perfectionism, right? Taking care of our health. Yep, disrupting structures. I love that. Let's find out what's going on for Virgo in the next 4 days from September the 12th to the 16th. Sneak peek for the weekend. Tell me about Virgo. Happy birthday, Virgo. I hope you're having a beautiful season. Tell me when your birthday is. I'd love to say happy birthday. Virgo, we start with the Seven of Swords. Why is that? Tell me about Virgo. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, very interesting. Let me just feel that out for a moment. Look, divine timing is here. Something's going to be exposed. It feels like something's changing and it's going to be exposed. It's something that I feel has taken a long time to come to the surface, but it feels like you will be seeing something that I feel you didn't want to see, that you didn't want to know. But honestly, when it comes to the surface, it allows you to move forward, and it does heal the heart. I feel like it's something you needed to see, but I don't think you're going to be happy when you see it. It's information that's coming to you in divine timing. It feels like it's meant to reach you at this time. It could be over the weekend for some of you. And we do have the sun. It's going to enlighten you. There is a secret that's coming to the surface here. Something that was under the surface. It feels like whatever this Eight of Wands energy is coming at you, it's about to change everything. Something that was hidden is about to be exposed. That's what it feels like. What was hidden here? You might be finding this out over the weekend. Tell me about Virgo. Tell me what was hidden here. What is Virgo not expecting to see in the sunlight, under the spotlight? King of Swords. Somebody is going to be delivering a message or information to you that you're going to see as being really harsh. Really harsh, really aggressive. What is this? The Two of Cups. It's about a bond. Could be a friendship bond, could be a family bond, could be a romantic situation. Page of Cups. It does feel like it's actually good news, is what it feels like. It feels like this is good news, but I feel like the way you find out about the good news, the way something is exposed here, and it has to do with feelings. They could be romantic, platonic, or family. It feels like there is somebody you know really well, or what is going to be exposed is someone just might let it fly. Somebody who knows that someone else has feelings for you, or the person who has feelings for you might just let it fly. And when I say aggressive, we're talking about Gemini energy, and Gemini just says it and lets everyone else sort it out the way they want to sort it out. Gemini doesn't really care the way it falls. Let me just tell you what's on my mind. So I feel like this is going to change everything. You could be dealing with a Leo, maybe a Scorpio, a Taurus, an Aquarius, or Sagittarius possibly. We do have Gemini energy here, Cancer as well. It feels like with the Page of Cups that this is actually good news, but it's going to surprise you. Someone might say, did you know Leo really has a thing for you? Or you maybe walk in on somebody saying something, or maybe this person blurts it out to you. Oh, they may blurt it out to you after a few drinks. Virgo, it could be that because the Three Cups is here, right? It could be that this person blurts out. It's a breakthrough of information that changes everything. Somebody could have a little bit too much to drink and could just blurt something out. It could be the person who exposes it to you about someone else, or it could be the person that is doing the exposing. Might be someone who reveals feelings. Whatever it is going to surprise you. Might shock you just a little. We've got the Eight of Swords. We've got the Queen of Wands. And we've got the Ten of Cups. So it does definitely feel like somebody is going to tell you they're really attracted to you, or that you're attractive to them. The Eight of Swords, it's going to immediately put you up in your head here because you don't expect it. there's all of a sudden the spotlight's on you, the breakthrough comes. It is good news, but all of a sudden puts you up in your head. It feels like the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands can be someone who's feminine or masculine, but whoever they are in masculine energy quite likely. Fire is masculine. It could be a woman who's in their masculine energy, which means that this could be somebody who's pursuing you and you didn't expect that they would, but it feels like it's kind, I'm going to say, that you understand that it's coming from a good place because the Ten of Cups is here. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Somebody is going to ask if they can make some sort of, they want to invest with time with you, time, energy, effort, or money. They want to invest in you a little more. They want to start investing in the Ten of Cups with you. So something shocking or surprising might show up this weekend. It might be over drinks. It doesn't have to be for all of you. And it doesn't have to be romantic for all of you. We do have 2 cups here, which can mean romantic or platonic. It could be that somebody just says something that shocks you, that you didn't expect would come out of their mouth, and it's information that you didn't expect to hear. But I feel as though it is a secret or something they weren't supposed to say, and they blurt out. We've got the King of Swords, we've got the Magician, and we've got the Nine of Pentacles. It feels like there is somebody here who is very good, very sly with their words, that they're a person who will say it without actually saying it, but they will allude to an idea, but they'll say, look, I'm just going to tell you this, and I'm not going to say any more, but if you want the details, you can talk to me later. That's what the sort of energy feels like here. The Nine of Pentacles here tells me that there is, it helps you, it makes you feel a lot more self-confident. It makes you feel like all the hard work you've been putting in on something has now just paid off. So it could be about work, obviously, it could be about work, but the Magician tells me that the illusion, somebody cuts through the illusion. What that means is I feel like you thought something. Maybe it's like you thought that they were attracted to you, or you thought that they had feelings for you, or you thought that you were going to get the job or the position or the raise or the promotion, and now it's being confirmed by somebody here. Tell me what's around the corner for Virgo, please. We've got the Queen of Cups. We've got the Tower. Wow. And we've got the Ten of Swords. So you thought that they were ignoring you because they had no interest in you. And what the Tower is doing is it is shifting everything into a place of, okay, so this wasn't the end. They weren't ignoring me. This person just didn't know how to tell me that they had feelings, that they wanted to speak about something really deep. It feels like this is a really soft Tower, a soft, kind, compassionate Tower, and it feels like it brings compassion to the Ten of Swords, which means that you thought that this was it, that they weren't interested, that they weren't talking to you, but the Tower is what falls when you get this information that somebody blurts out. Now you know where you're at, and it actually puts you in this position of cutting through this illusion that you weren't enough. You now realize that you are enough. We've got the Two of Wands. Now you've got to make a decision about what to do. You've got to take some type of action, but you're not entirely sure of what to do. Maybe you'll take it away and think about it first, because the Four of Swords is here. It makes you feel a little bit defensive. The Star is here, but it also makes you feel pretty good, like wish fulfillment is in the room. The Queen of Pentacles is here. So I feel like it does make you feel good about yourself, but now you need to take this information away and do something about it, because now it's shifted into your court, the ball's in your court, and now you've got to make a decision about what comes next. Now comes the planning phase. Got Aries energy here. We've got Pisces, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. We've got more Leo, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. We've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Sagittarius energy, Gemini. We've got Gemini and Aries, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Well, that's very interesting. Something is shifting here in your life. Right, Libra. Let's find out what's going on with the beautiful creatives. Kind and lovely, balanced ones. Tell me about Libra. What is coming up between now, which is the 12th of September, and the 16th? This is a sneak peek for the weekend. You can expect a sneak peek coming up over the week. Next week, tell me about Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Libra. What's coming up for Libra? We've got the Five of Pentacles. Ooh, I love that, Libra. Look, you've gone from a place of feeling on the outside looking in. It's like something has changed. Something has changed for you here, and it feels like it is taking you out of the Five of Pentacles, where maybe you felt like you weren't enough, or didn't have enough, or felt like you were in lack just a little bit. The Three of Wands is here. All of a sudden, it's like the future has changed. The King of Wands is here. It feels like you're feeling inspired to do something, to grow, to get out of the Five of Pentacles, to bring yourself from the outside looking in. It feels like I don't want to be left out anymore. I'm feeling inspired to look forward into the future and to expand my life. And I think that why that's happening is because of the Wheel of Fortune. This is card number 10. This is October, but it also is a new cycle. And it feels like there is destiny has just showed up for you here. It almost feels like destined change is here. Your future is about to expand. You're about to feel super inspired about something. Tell me why the Five of Pentacles is here. You're feeling inspired to go get something, someone, a situation. We've got the Six of Pentacles. Oh, I like that, because you move out of the 5 into the 6. So you've decided, I'm not going to feel this way anymore. I'm not going to feel disconnected or on the outside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to step up, get some balance, and start giving someone, something, a situation, reciprocity. I'm going to give to who I think requires my energy. I'm going to give back what has been given to me. The Seven of Wands is here. The Tower is here. Look, I feel like you've removed a block. It feels like something is about to shift. Now, when I see a tower in reverse, it's always a shot in the air, right? It's a warning shot in the air is what it is. It's letting you know that something is about to shift. You're being given a warning shot here. So the Tower is about to shift you out of some sort of block you've had, and it's going to put you in this energy of giving someone something, a situation, energy that you weren't giving them before. You were holding back. Because I feel like you were waiting for divine timing or your destiny or something to make you feel like you felt stable enough to move forward. It feels like a shift or a change of your energy, because it feels like you're ready to pursue something here that maybe you were holding back on before. You're ready now to pursue it. I feel like a big shift is coming, and it's shifting you out of this Seven of Wands, out of this block. The person on the Seven of Wands is looking over at the Six of Pentacles. It feels like you're removing a block of reciprocal energy. It's like somebody kept giving you their energy, but you weren't quite sure whether you wanted to give it back. We've got the Three of Cups. I like it. This is a time to celebrate. We've got the Two of Wands, because you have a plan, or you're making a plan about what to do next. It feels like... Oh, Justice, there you are. Okay, we're talking about you, Libra, for sure. The Emperor's here. You, my friend, are taking charge of something here. You're taking charge of your own energy. I think you've thought about something long enough, and it feels as though you're now deciding, I've got to take action. I've been in the planning phase long enough. I feel balanced. I feel like I have, it feels like it's time to restore something. Something here is joyous or happy or celebratory, and it feels like you're about to pursue that thing that makes you feel good. You could be pursuing, if you're pursuing a person, possibly they're a fixed sign. Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, maybe they are a Sagittarius, but this Wheel of Fortune tells me something is about to expand into your future. We've got expansion here. And the fourth one tells me that whatever you're inspired to go grab or get or pursue is going to give you some type of stability and balance. It feels like you're now making a plan to step up into the Emperor's shoes, which means, you know, the Emperor never goes in to get anything unless they're sure they're going to win. You're never going to see a loss on the roster for the Emperor. The Emperor always is calculated and very strategic very slow, and very in control. So I feel like you are now in control of whatever you're deciding to do here. It feels like you could be doing it within a social group or within a social gathering, but it feels like you've been thinking or planning behind the scenes, and now you feel balanced enough to step forward here because the King of Wands is here. We've got the Knight of Cups. Well, there we go. It could be something romantic. It feels like you've been moving really slow because you wanted to stay in balance, or you wanted to figure out how you are going to pursue, not just that you were, but figuring about how you're going to get the victory. We've got 3, 4, and 2 wands is 6. That's the victory. And I feel like you are trying to figure out how to get the victory, but how to do it slow enough that you stay in balance. It could be somebody who is your in your social group, but it also could be somebody, maybe you're going to ask somebody out to spend some one-on-one time with them, because the Knight of Cups is here. It feels like something is about to shift, and it's shifting. It's about to, over the weekend, shift you out of some block you had into some sort of celebratory energy. The outcome here is the Two of Pentacles. There's you making the decision to give someone a little bit of energy. I feel like you see someone here as your wish fulfillment, whether that's friendship or romance. The Page of Pentacles tells me that you're ready to offer a little bit of energy, time, effort, maybe a gift of time, energy, or effort. The Two of Pentacles tells me no more juggling. I've got to make the decision to start building the foundation. 3 of Pentacles is here. Or maybe there's a foundation that's already being built emotionally, or you've decided, I'm going to build this emotional foundation, and we can move slowly, right? We can move slowly. It doesn't have to be quickly, but I feel like everything has changed, and I feel like you now understand what you're pursuing or what you want to pursue. Tell me what's around the corner for Libra. We've got the 4 of Wands. We've got the 9 of Pentacles. There's the confidence. Good, good. The 4 of Pentacles. I'm stable enough. I have enough. I am enough. I have enough confidence. I have enough good reputation. I've built a business. I've built myself. It feels like you've gone through a glow up, and now you know it. You know that you feel good about yourself. The 5 of Swords is here, and it tells me you still have a little bit of apprehension, because there's always going to be those intrusive thoughts, right? Should I, should I, should I? But I feel like if you follow this and stay in balance and move really slow, I feel like whatever you want to accomplish is yours, because the King of Wands is never, ever, let me just say it again, never, ever going to not get what they want. So I feel like you're going to get what you want. You're just trying to be very specific. Justice, right? Libra is very specific and slow to make a decision, but very specific about what I want. I think you're going to reach out to someone who I feel you're a little bit excited about, or maybe you have a little bit of a crush on. I would say the Page of Wands is more of a crush. It's not full-blown love energy, but it feels like it's a little bit of a crush. You could be someone who is a musician, possibly, because this person's playing ukulele here. You could be someone who is a potter. I always see you guys as the creatives, and so that's why I'm saying it. Maybe you're someone who is a carpenter, or someone who builds houses. Yeah, bottom of the deck, Chariot. I like it because this is discipline. Discipline to get your stability emotionally before you decided to move forward. Whatever you're doing here is you're letting go. Oh, you're breaking the silence is what you're doing. I feel like you're breaking the silence. No more silence here. I'm not going to be scared that I'm going to get hurt. I'm just going to say it instead of being silent. But you know how it works out? There it is. I feel like it works out to be something really beautiful and long-lasting, because you've now planted the seed of this friendship or cooperation, collaboration, or you're making some sort of a stable move forward here instead of holding back. No more holding back. The Death card is here. No more holding back here. It's time for you to move forward and build a foundation with someone, something, a new workplace, whatever it is for you. It feels like a new foundation is being built here. We do have Libra. We've got Aries, Cancer, Scorpio, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Sagittarius. Something is changing and expanding in divine timing. Let's talk about you, Scorpio. Over this weekend, sneak peek for the weekend, my friend. back at it here, back from the cabin, feeling fresh. Brains are rested. Let's find out what's going on for you, Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Scorpio, this is from today, the 12th, until the 16th. I'll be back with a sneak peek throughout the week next week, and we will resume regular programming here. Tell me about Scorpio. What's coming up over the weekend? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Tell me about Scorpio. We've got the Queen of Cups. We've got the Five of Wands. I think you're conflicted about how you feel about something, someone, a situation. Yeah, you've been kind of going back and forth here. Feels like you're in a little bit of conflict about how you feel about a decision you need to make. Are you going to disconnect or are you not? It feels like somebody here is in this energy of, I'm not really sure what to do at this point. It feels like you are wanting to disconnect. Look, this is the only card that shows the eclipse, right? I think there's one in the Rider-Waite deck. But it does feel like eclipse energy is the influence here. Now, we are in the middle of eclipses, right? We just had one in Pisces, a full lunar, and now we're going for a partial solar eclipse in Virgo. And this space in between, the 2 weeks in between, is really, really important. Whatever decisions you make should be intentional. I'm not talking about manifestation, but being very intentional with your movements, what you're doing, your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. It feels like you are, I would say, in a little bit of an emotional battle with yourself. There's a decision here you're trying to make. And the Eight of Cups tells me the decision is, do I stay or do I go now? Yeah. If I stay, there will be trouble. But if I go, there could be double. So it feels, it's a song, right? It feels like you don't know what to do. But darling, let me know, should I stay or should I go? So I am clairaudient. I always get music with messages. So it does feel like you don't know what to do. It feels like you're up in your head. You feel like your hands are tied. No matter which way, it feels like you might get cut. No matter if you stay or no matter if you go. The Eight of Cups is telling me that over the eclipse energy, that there might be this feeling of, I don't want to settle for this anymore, and it's time for me to break away or disconnect or detach emotionally in order to see what else is out there, that there has to be 2 more cups out there. I don't want to settle for the 8 if I don't have to. I feel like she's looking at this cup, right? That's your energy, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy. Looking at this cup and wondering, is this really what I want? Tell me about the Queen of Cups. We've got the Queen of Swords. We've got the Magician. And we've got the Three of Cups in the reverse. So, cutting through the illusion to find the truth, it feels like here. It feels like you have to have some sort of a really deep conversation with someone about whether or not they're in or out. Three Cups in the reverse is telling me this is no fun anymore and I can't see all the blind spots. It feels like you have a feeling with the Magician energy that something's going on that you need to ask very direct, clear questions about, and that you want direct, clear answers. Now, when the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups are here at the same time, your intention is not to hurt feelings. It's not your intentions to just go at it both barrels. I feel like the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups being here together is a combination of soft honesty. I'm going to be very compassionate and kind and loving, but I also am not going to mince words. The Three of Cups being in the reverse tells me this is no fun anymore. I just really need to talk to you. It's time to have the talk, is what it feels like, Scorpio, about being really honest and truthful about where things go from here, because this is no fun anymore. I'm not having fun doing this with you anymore. Tell me, it could be a question. Or when you go out with friends, are you meeting people? Did you meet someone while you were out the other night? Could be something like that with the Three of Cups in the reverse. Got the Page of Swords. So you've been observing. I feel like you are the strategic one, Scorpio. So you've been observing someone's actions. And they could be someone you live with, someone that you're in love with, someone who is a friend or a family member, someone who you felt you used to be able to trust. I feel like you're confused about what their actions are showing you, because it feels like their actions are not matching their words, because the actions is the Five of Wands and the words is the Page of Swords, Queen of Swords energy. It feels like the Magician tells me that possibly there's manipulation. When words don't match action, there's manipulation here. It's like someone's not giving you all 10 cups and you want to know why. We've got the Five of Pentacles and we've got the Ten of Pentacles. So it does feel like you could be someone who is trying to figure out what you want for your future. It also could be that you're in a long-term relationship that feels very disconnected. Feels like somebody is not waiting for you, or there is disconnect. Somebody is rushing ahead of you or is doing things without telling you the plans they're making. It feels like with the Page of Swords that you're watching them. It feels like you're watching how they act toward you, and that's telling you really everything that you need to know. The Ten of Pentacles tells me that you're thinking about the future and about your legacy and what you want from here. And I don't know that you want to live in this Five of Pentacles any longer, because it feels like somebody here is way far ahead of you and doesn't care if you catch up. Metaphorically, of course. I think we are talking about some sort of a romantic connection. We have 8, 9, and 10. We have 10 cups on the table here, but it's very disjointed, understand. It feels like you're observing this Ace of Cups from a distance. She's observing the Ace of Cups. And you're wondering, if the 2 cups are in play, why do I only have 8? Where are the others? It might be 5, right? It could be 3, 4, 5. It could be sadness and upset. And I don't know why things aren't working out here. So I feel like you're conflicted about what to do. It feels like you want to cut through the illusion here with honesty and truth. I feel like you're going to observe somebody and say, look, this is what I've observed. That you're running up ahead and you expect me to be behind, and you don't care if I'm catching up with you. You know, metaphorically, of course, but it feels like there could be issues in a long-term relationship, but this could also indicate that it's the future, that what you want for your future, for the next leg of the race, essentially, is stability and security and love and long-term relationship. The outcome here, we've got the Ace of Pentacles, we've got the Five of Swords, and the Six of Swords. Look, I feel like you're just giving somebody the ultimatum. Are you in or are you out? I just want you to be honest and truthful with me. The Five of Swords is looking straight over at the Ace of Pentacles and saying, I'm not going to invest one more cent, one more moment of my time. I'm not going to plant one more seed with you if you can't be completely honest with me. Five of Swords tells me there's some fundamental differences here, whether it's friendship or workplace, or because Pentacles can be workplace as well. You need to make a decision, but you're fighting your feelings. And you're fighting your feelings. You're fighting what to say and how to say it. The Six of Swords tells me you just need to get out of this confusion of the Five of Swords. I don't want to feel like I'm on the outside looking in. I don't want to feel like I'm not wanted here anymore. 2 fives tell me something is about to change quickly. Tell me what's around the corner. I feel like you're ready to detach here. I think that if you bring this up to this person and you tell them, look, I've got this pentacle and I want to invest in a new cycle, but if we can't get this worked out, then I'm not investing again. I'm out. Tell me what this outcome is here. Around the corner is the Knight of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Moon energy. I feel like the person that you're with, or the workplace, or the friendship, or whatever it is, this is somebody that you've been with for a long time. 6 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. It feels like you really want to work on it. It feels like there's still passion here. You're still attracted to them. They're still attracted to you. But I feel like you're the only one that's putting in all the work. And all you're receiving is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 pentacles in the tree. But there are 2 behind you here. So the 2 being here, it feels like you're going back and forth, back and forth. Am I the one that's putting in all the work? 7 pentacles. I'm waiting for your answer. Am I the one who's just going to always be putting in all of the work? The Moon energy is here. You've been living in uncertainty and you don't want that anymore. 6 of Cups is here. 2 of Swords. I've got to make a decision. No matter how hard the decision is, and no matter how much time we've accumulated, no matter how much material possessions or material wealth we've created. The Death card's in the reverse. I think you've been avoiding making a decision because I feel like you still have feelings for somebody here. One more card. I've got the Sun in the reverse. So I'm here, but I'm not growing. And I feel like you know that. Nothing here is growing. This relationship's not growing. My position within the corporation is not growing. My future is not growing. It feels like you're stunted right now. And the Sun is still the Sun. You can see everything going on around you. And I think that's the problem. That you can see what's going on around you, but you've got to make a decision that's best for you. And you've been holding back until you have the talk with somebody about whether they are on the bus or under it. We've got Leo, Cancer, Pisces, Sagittarius. We've got Taurus energy. We've got Aries and Gemini, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, and more Scorpio at the bottom of the deck. All right, all right. It's kind of been a theme for you lately, Scorpio. Let's talk about you, Sagittarius. Fire family. Sagittarius, I'm reading this for the weekend. So this is from today, from the 12th to the 16th. And then I'll be back with a sneak peek for the week. Next week, let's find out what's going on for Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Sagittarius. Sag, we've got the moon energy. It feels like there is something that is possibly still not understood. It's like you feel it, but you can't see it. Things are not as they seem at this moment. And I think it's because of the full moon that we just had on the 7th. It feels like something is being kept from you for a reason. Page of Wands is in the moon energy. Why is this? We've got the Strength card. Somebody who's been holding back, Sag, is no longer going to be holding back. I feel like this is, I'm going to say that you already feel it. That somebody who has been in the Strength energy has been in the pocket of the slingshot. It feels like you know that something is about to change, or that the wheel is about to turn, or something like that, but it feels like it's in the dark and you can't see it. You feel it, but you can't see it, but you know some action's about to happen here. Like someone's about to reach out, or it's like something's around the corner and you can feel it, that it's sort of in this position of somebody holding back right now. We've got the King of Cups. Well, somebody's holding back some sort of deep emotion here. They are in sort of a tumultuous position right now. We could be talking about the King of Cups, who's Scorpio, but also Pisces and Cancer in this reading. We have Leo here as well. We have Cancer, Pisces here. The King of Cups is the one who is always going to keep solid and grounded, even when the waves are crashing up against them. You're never going to know if they're feeling nervous under the surface or if they're in a tumultuous emotional moment. This person has learned how to keep their feelings under the surface, and I think that you know that something's about to go down. Tell me what's in the moon energy here. Somebody's been holding back from saying what they want to say to you about the way they feel about something. It could be somebody doesn't like the relationship you're in, or somebody has deep feelings for you. It feels like there's something that's being hidden here that's very deep, and they haven't said it, but they're gonna. Oh my gosh, are they ever? Somebody here is just gonna say it, I think. They're gonna be honest and truthful, but they're gonna try and do it in a really soft way, but they're going to be very specific with you about the information and how they deliver it. It feels like somebody here is releasing worry, releasing doubt. They're releasing this energy that is in the moon energy. It feels like the Ten of Swords feels like release. They're about to speak. They're about to break the silence. It feels like this is, the Ten of Swords tells me what's come to the end is the moon energy. Someone's about to reveal something here. They're about to say it, and they're probably just going to blurt it out in a moment's notice. So I feel like although they've been planning it, because the King of Swords never does anything without planning, I feel although they've been planning it, saying it in their head, wondering how they're going to deliver it, but they're going to be very honest, truthful and almost a little surgical about the way they say it. It's not going to be emotional because they're keeping all of their emotions under control. Somebody here is going to be giving you reciprocal energy. So whatever that means to you. So if there's been somebody at work who's been ice cold or been icing you out, I feel like it's going to be a little easier to speak with them, or that they're going to be offering you a little pentacle here, a little bit of effort, time, energy. It feels like something has been going really slow and is about to speed up because the Knight of Swords is here. Tell me more about this. What's going on with Sag? Tell me more about Sag, please. We've got the Two of Pentacles. A decision has been made. Someone has been juggling a lot of things. They could be juggling things that they are busy with in their life. They could be juggling money, time, energy, effort. They could be juggling work things. Somebody here has been very busy and juggling things, but they're going to cut through all of the busyness and begin to make time for you. This came out on its side. The Four of Swords came out on its side. So it feels like their challenge is healing, or I would say coming out of a period of silence. Somebody here has been thinking or overthinking, or they've been trying to heal themselves here. And I feel like they've been spending time, if they've been quiet with you, it's because they're trying to make a decision about you. Six of Cups. This person is sort of reflecting on the time you've spent together, whether that's a week, a day, a year, or 10 years. They've been reflecting on the time that they've spent with you that they find is very healing. Like whenever they're in your presence, that you're kind, that you're giving, it feels like they learn something from you, or that you two exchange emotional moments. It does feel like they're looking back over the time that they've spent with you, and they're realizing that even in the most busy times, like it's like you don't demand their emotions or their attention. We've got the Page of Pentacles, and that is the reason why they're about to offer something to you. So we have this little kid offering somebody else, right? Can't tell who's offering what. I guess the person who is taller is offering a cup to the child, but we also have the Page of Pentacles here. This is a gift, or this is a little bit of time, attention. You might see that somebody makes a small effort with you. And it's not because they don't want to. This is what their effort is, to build a foundation with you. Somebody here needs to go really slow. They could be a Scorpio. That's very strategic energy. They could be an Aquarius. Those are both fixed energies. They could be a Cancer, somebody who keeps their feelings under the surface until which time they're ready to reveal them. I feel like somebody is going to say something, though. Somebody who's been holding back really deep feelings for you is about to start trying to build a foundation with you here, because they feel very healed in your energy and they have good feelings and thoughts about you. The time they spent with you is good time well spent, it feels like. Tell me what the outcome is. We've got the Seven of Cups. We've got the Eight of Swords. And we've got the Four of Wands. So somebody wants to, you could be dealing with an air sign, right? We have Libra, Gemini, Aquarius here. We have Gemini here. We have the Eight of Swords energy here. So it could be somebody who is up in their head, somebody who overthinks everything. They could be an air sign. We've got Four Swords here as well. And that they feel very overwhelmed about actually saying it. So they're trying to find a really stable way to say it. They want to find a really, how can I say, cheerful, exciting. They want you to be excited about what they're about to say, but they've overthought it so much that they really have talked themselves out of it. I feel like instead of them blurting it out, which I think for some of you they just might, they're going to try and build a little bit of foundational stuff with you. It might be through text, but it feels like they are about to be clear with you about releasing fear, and they're just going to say it. Tell me what is around the corner for Sagittarius. They've been watching. Somebody's been watching you from a distance. So they might be watching you online, in the neighborhood. Maybe it's a neighbor. I don't think it's creepy, but it feels like somebody is watching you because they're trying to find the right moment to stop holding back. to stop holding back these feelings. They've been observing you from a distance here. There we go. 3 of Cups. And the 4 of Cups. This person is trying to wait for the right moment to come out of their comfort zone and ask you out. Ask you out to a social event, or maybe they are part of your social crew. They want to do something, and what they're waiting for is the right time, so you'll feel very joyous, happy, or celebratory. They could even do it under the influence of alcohol. I'm just saying, maybe if there's someone who has the hard time saying the words, it could be at a time of you socializing with them in a group where drinks are flowing. And we do have the Hermit. This person is somebody who has been really finding a proper way. They want to come correct. They want to come stable and sturdy and slow. They want to make sure that they're clear, that they do the right thing. And this person has been in this 4 of Cups, in this comfort zone, thinking about what do I say and how do I say it. They want to have it perfect. This is perfection. This is Virgo energy, so they're trying to be perfect about it. But they also, I feel like you could be a spiritual teacher, but they also want to be able to come correct to the spiritual teacher, and they want to be able to come to you because you're the spiritual one, right? They want to be able to come to you as an equal. And so I feel like they want to be able to come to you as someone who is enlightened, because they see you as someone who is also enlightened. Very cool. All right. We've got Virgo here. We've got Taurus. We've got Scorpio energy. We've got Cancer. We've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius here. We've got Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. All right, Scorpio. All right, Sagittarius. Very cool. Something is coming forward for you. Let's find out about you, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. This reading is from today, the 12th, until the 16th. And I will come back after the weekend and give you a sneak peek for the whole week, for the next 7 days after that. Tell me about Capricorn, what's going on over the weekend for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. 12th to the 16th. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Capricorn, please. All right, we've got the Emperor, we've got the Queen of Wands, we've got the 2 of Swords, and we've got the 10 of Cups in the reverse. So, I don't feel like this is your energy. I feel like this is the energy of someone else here, someone who is very stoic, very serious. They could be feminine or masculine, but this person is somebody who is very, I think they've got their eye on you. I'm just sort of sitting back here and I'm looking at the Emperor has kind of got their eye on me. The Empress is at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like they've got their eye on you because you are their match and they know it. They are very attracted to you because you're in the most attractive energy that you've ever been in. Capricorn, you could be the Empress. You don't have to be Taurus or Libra. But what you do have to be is very well-rounded. Now, you are the pre-Empress energy if you're the Queen of Pentacles. The Empress energy has not just the knowledge of Queen of Pentacles, but also has the knowledge of all the other queens. So if you are somebody who's of a certain age, maybe mid-40s, maybe late 30s, mid-40s, you're somebody who has a lot of wisdom. You know the wisdoms of all of the queens, of all 4 queens. I feel like this person could have their eye on you. Now, I feel like the reason that this person has not stepped forward yet is because they could be going through the breakdown of a family, the breakdown of their happiness. It feels like this Emperor is about to make a decision or has made a decision about leaving their situation to move forward toward you here. And I don't think they're doing it because of you, understand? I think that this is already done, but I feel like there is a really big attraction to you. Tell me about the Emperor. What do we need to know about the Emperor for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? We've got the 7 of Wands. We've got the Hanged Man. And we've got the Page. This is someone that you know. you've been in contact with this person already, but I don't think you see them on a regular basis. It feels like there might be a bit of a block between you and them, so it feels like forbidden fruit. Yeah, is what it feels like. Charlie just said forbidden fruit. Charlie is my guide. Forbidden fruit is what it feels like. It feels like the Emperor is in a pause. You do see, talk to, or have some sort of communication that is very light and airy and maybe a little bit flirtatious, maybe a little bit excitable. It feels like witty banter or something like that. It feels like you know this person and you might come across them in the workplace, somebody you know in your life. Look, maybe it's the person when you stop into the same coffee house every morning to grab coffee, that person's always standing in line behind you or in front of you, it seems. But it feels like there's a bit of a block. So you know this person to see them, to banter with them, but then there is a pause or a stall, because it feels like the King of Kings here, the Emperor, is trying to get some sort of perspective based on the short quips of information they get from you as to whether you might be someone that they are interested in or not. You may or may not know this person is going through some type of an ending in their life. It feels like they're about to make a really hard decision. They're probably making a really big, bold decision to remove themselves from the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is in the reverse. It tells me this person's become disillusioned with a connection or a family situation that they're in. We've got the King of Swords, we've got the Five of Cups, and we've got the King of Cups. So this person is somebody who is guarding themselves emotionally. So they would not be someone who is being very emotional with you. This is probably more like a professional connection. So that does tell me maybe it is the workplace, or that you know this person through a friend. So they're not a bestie. You don't text with them. They're not that kind of friend. But it feels like you do see them for some reason. I feel like this person is regretting not saying something to you, and they're keeping their feelings under the surface. It does feel like they are going through something that possibly might be a situation where they are having to acquire the services of a divorce lawyer. It feels like this person is just keeping it all to themselves, dealing with you head over heart. There's feelings under the surface. The Three of Swords, because they know they cannot mix the two worlds. It feels like what they don't want to do is cause some sort of chaos within the connection that they have with you. So it feels like they keep it, you might find them to sometimes be very very kind or very talkative, and other times you might find them to be very disconnected. I feel like it's the difference between the King of Cups and the King of Swords. Although these two are the Stoics, and they do keep stoic on the surface, sometimes you'll speak with them and you'll feel emotional sort of kindness. But other times they're going to be very short with you. And I feel what they don't want to do is they don't want to cause emotional distance or emotional chaos with you. And so they aren't really showing you exactly how they feel. But it does feel like you've got an emperor that's got their eye on you, whether you're the feminine or the masculine, whether this is the feminine or the masculine. The outcome, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, we've got the Nine of Swords, and we've got the Ten of Wands. So why aren't they coming forward, Elsie? Because I've been waiting for a while and I can feel it, and it makes me a little bit worried, and it's kind of weighing heavy on me. It's like you can feel this, the opposite energies that come at you. One time it's head over heart, one time it's heart over head. You don't really know what to make of this person, and it's really weighing on your mind. I feel like it's got to be slow because this person isn't quite out of a situation that they want to be out of, but they don't want to they're not going to tell you about it. They're in a pause, they're in perspective, and they've decided that they're going to have little bit of moments of excitement with you, or passion, or flirting, or whatever it is, but they can't really tell you what's going on, what's around the corner. We've got the Ace of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the Moon is in the reverse. It will be revealed to you in time, but I feel like right now this person feels a little bit disconnected. It feels like they're always very happy to see you, always very excited when you end up in their environment, but it feels like at times they do feel a little bit disconnected. I feel like they are going to reveal what's going on. The Seven of Cups is here, the Queen of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. They are going to make a decision to tell you that they feel very comfortable in your energy, but that they have a lot of really confusing emotional things that are going on in their life right now. So as you two become closer and closer, I feel like they will start explaining little by little, but very little, understand? I feel like that they don't want to let you into their world, and the Emperor would not. They would always, they're noble, they would always finish one thing before they start another, and so they don't want to bring you in on the emotional upheaval that they're going through at this time. So you will get the goods. When things begin to change, the universe is going to notify you, because this person is going to start buying you your coffee or asking you if you want to go for lunch, or this person is going to start giving you very solid action, and it's going to I'd say make you feel a little more balanced in the connection that you have with them. So I think that something is about to change in divine timing, but it's not right now. And if you're getting the feeling that this Emperor is sort of sweet on you a little bit, they are, but they really can't tell you what's going on in their life at this time. We've got Capricorn, Cancer, and Pisces, Scorpio. We've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. More Pisces energy, a lot of it. We've got Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, more Aries. More Sagittarius, Virgo, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, more Sagittarius energy. All right, let's find out what's going on for you, Aquarius. Aquarius, this is your reading from today, which is the 12th of September, all the way up to Monday, which is the 16th. And I will be back for a sneak peek next week, but I will be coming back with a bunch of bonus reads over this weekend. Tell me about Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. How you feeling after that eclipse, my friend? If you are a Aquarius Pisces cusp, then you felt it stronger than most. Or if you have a Pisces connection or placement, tell me about Aquarius. We've got the Six of Pentacles. What's this? We've got the Queen of Wands. We've got the Fool. We've got the Eight of Wands. Oh, the Empress is in the distance. So you know what it feels like here? It feels like that somebody here, the Queen of Wands, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, whether they're feminine or masculine, this person I feel is somebody who has been putting a lot of time, effort, and energy into you. I feel like they've been maybe texting you a lot or communicating with you a lot or giving you a lot of their energy. It feels like they're doing this with the purpose of wanting to have some type of new beginning with you. So the Fool energy here is telling me that somebody wants you to invite them to take a leap of faith with you. They're waiting for you to say the word. So until then, it feels like they are going to continue to put time, effort, and energy into your connection. The Queen of Wands is somebody who's trying to attract you. So I feel like this person is very attractive. They could be a fire sign or a fire sign rising, but this person is very attractive. I feel like you are physically attracted to them and that you like the attention that they give you. But it feels to me that you know with the Eight of Wands that you've got to be very precise with what it is you say, what it is you do. This tells me you're being very careful now, which is good energy, because right now we are in the middle of the eclipses. We just had the eclipse in Pisces, right? And now we're about to have an eclipse on the 21st in the next couple of weeks in Virgo. And it feels like you should be very careful, very honest, and very intentional with what you say, what you do, and the actions that you take, because you are creating the environment that you're going to be living in for quite some time. It feels like there is somebody in the distance here who is someone that you have your eye on. This person might, it feels like these two are two different people, I'm going to be honest. It feels like this person here is someone who does not have their attention on you, and this person is someone who is putting a lot of attention on you. So this person is pursuing you. If this is, this could be feminine or masculine, but this person I feel is somebody who is always going after what they want, making big, bold moves. This person is not shy telling you how they feel about you. This person doesn't need you, so they kind of got their back to you. They're being silent with you. They're not really saying much. And if I'm being honest, I feel like that's the person that you have the feelings for. There is somebody here who's showering you with a lot of They might be telling you you're beautiful, or that you're handsome, or that you're talented, or they love your energy. But I feel like this person is somebody who's being very stoic with you, very silent. You can feel that there are feelings under the surface, but they're not giving you any of their energy, because that's what the Empress would do. The Empress is not interested in chasing, but this Queen of Wands, I feel, is somebody who is chasing. And whether they do or whether they don't, it all depends on whether you like to be chased or not. But the Fool is here. There is a new beginning, and I think that you know that you've got to be very careful, very precise about whatever energy, time, effort, action you take. You know you've got to be very specific with your actions at this time. I feel like you're not giving the Queen of Wands as much energy as they're giving you. I feel like you're holding back just a little bit. I feel like you are attracted to this person, physically attracted to them, but I don't feel as though you're ready to offer them a lot of your time, I'm going to say. This person spends a lot of time, effort, and energy trying to get your attention, but I feel like although you're attracted to them, you're not really giving them reciprocal energy. I feel like you're kind of ready to end it with them, to be honest. It's almost like you know that this person wants to be with you, but you're ready to end a chapter even though you're attracted to them, because I feel like they bore you. I'm just going to say, whether you're the feminine or the masculine, I feel like people coming on to you really hot and heavy, people love bombing you, all that kind of stuff, I think you're over it. I think it bores you, to be honest. I feel like you're the one who likes to pursue, and you're being pursued at this time. I feel like you're going to stop pursuing and you're going to pull your energy back. Tell me more about what's going on here, because the World card being here tells me it took you a long time to come to this conclusion that you want to close the chapter here, that I feel as though maybe you're bored with the passion, you're bored with people love bombing, you're bored with the instability of, passionate, getting enthralled in passion. You're bored with that instability. We've got the King of Wands. You've grown up from that, it looks like. Feels like you are somebody who needs to be inspired to pursue. And when somebody's pursuing you, I don't think you're into it. I feel like you have to be, you like the thrill of the hunt or the thrill of the chase here. And the Page of Wands and the Magician is here. So it feels like this Page of Wands here tells me that somebody that you want to connect with somebody else, but this Magician energy gives me the feeling that you have all the skills and the resources, but that you feel like you're living in a bit of an illusion, and the illusion might be that somebody doesn't want to hear from you. I think it's the Empress. I'm just going to say, whether the Empress is feminine or masculine, I feel like the Empress is never going to pursue you. So because they are silent with you, you feel like they have no interest in you. I think that's the illusion. I feel like somebody here would love to hear from you should you decide that you're going to communicate with them. We've got the Strength card, but you've been holding back. Now, I feel like this is causing a little bit of chaos in the mind for you. I think that you're overthinking it, and I feel like you do want to have more of a solid sort of more calm energy, more emotionally calm energy. But I feel like you first have to disconnect from this chaotic mindset. It feels like there is somebody that you do possibly have feelings for, but you've been keeping those feelings solid. You've been keeping them even. I feel like you've been not really been showing someone, like you maybe have been giving them the feeling that you're a little bit disinterested. Maybe you're the one that's used to being pursued. Maybe you're the Empress. The Empress is Libra or Taurus, but you could be somebody who has a Venusian sign, or just somebody who has all of the wisdom of all of the queens. You could be somebody who is knows your worth and is not interested in being pursued. It feels like you're holding back from communicating with someone, and I think it might be the Empress if you are not the Empress. Feels like you need to feel inspiration, and that you're about to close a chapter with someone to start a chapter with someone else, and you're going to be very intentional about your movements from here. Tell me what the outcome is for Aquarius. We've got the Judgment card. Going through some sort of an awakening. It's like you've had a realization about something. It's this. We've got the Four of Wands, that you no longer are into being love bombed. you're no longer into the love bomber, and that you want now something to be solid, grounded, celebratory, very passionate, because I think you need the passion. But I think that the Four of Wands is telling me you're making a decision about, where am I going to find stability? Because I'm not interested. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 wands. 4 wands shows up here. I'm not interested in having unstable relationships any longer. And I also don't want to be bored. And I'm kind of bored with people who all they can offer me is passion. I think you want stability. You want a soulmate. You want somebody who you can count on. The Judgment card tells me this is your realization and that you've got to make a choice. I feel like in the past you've been settling for less than you're worth. And understand that I don't think you think you're worthless. I think that you've been enjoying the passionate times, but I don't think you're into it anymore, to be honest. We've got the Hierophant. No, it looks to me like you're ready to settle down, or you're ready to be very serious about a connection or a commitment. You're very serious about finding a soulmate. It feels like you want to do the right thing, or you just want to move slow, steady. You want to find someone who's loyal, right? And I don't think that you're into the flightiness of just throes of passion anymore. I feel like you want to make something solid. Doesn't necessarily mean you want to get married, but some of you might want to. But the Hierophant is solid structure, tradition. Let's move in the same direction. Let's do it slowly. Let's build a foundation. Tell me what's around the corner for Aquarius. We've got the Devil, we've got the 8 of Cups, and we've got the Moon. So you know what you're doing is you're disconnecting from temptation, is what it is. So the temptation of this passion. I feel like you've had a lot of passionate connections, possibly some, just passionate connections with people, rather than making solid foundations. I don't see any pentacles here. So I feel like there's no solid foundations that are being materialized here. And so I feel like what you're doing is you're disconnecting from temptations, and in doing that, I feel like you're releasing or detaching from somebody. It might be the Queen of Wands, because the Devil is here with the Queen of Wands. It doesn't mean that the Queen of Wands is the Devil. It means that you're detaching from these big, bold, passionate love bomber energies, that you're no longer available for that. It feels like the detachment from the toxicity of the love bombing energies is real. We've got the Moon energy. The thing is that I feel like you don't know what to do from here. If I decide that I no longer want to have just these passionate moments here, there, and everywhere, then what? So the Moon energy is a little bit of uncertainty, but what you do know is that you don't want to settle for what you've got right now, but what you don't know is what is in the future. What else do we need to know? The 9 of Wands. So it's a little bit frightening, it feels like. It feels like it's a little bit frightening. Sorry, I paused because I got an old lyric in my head. And I'm just going to push it out my mouth because that's what I do when I get a lyric in my head, because I'm clairaudient. Thunder and lightning. It was a little bit frightening, but I'm going to knock, knock, knock on wood, baby. Is what I got. So I don't know if that's a song from a very long time ago, like from late 70s, early 80s. So you might just want to Google those lyrics to see if they apply to you in that song. It's called Knock on Wood. But the 9 of Wands tells me that you're tired of being resilient. You're tired of being hurt. Feels like you've been sitting here at this 9 of Wands for the longest time because you know that you need to end a cycle, and you're not sure if you really want to end that cycle. Because it's like confusing. I'm not really sure if I want to end this cycle. The 7 of Wands tells me that it's time for you to have some sort of conversation with someone and put up some boundaries. So I feel like the Queen of Wands is going to be someone who gets a talking to. I don't think that you're going to be pursuing this person, and I think you're going to ask them not to pursue you. Yeah, it's the end of things. So we do have the Knight of Pentacles here, and it feels like you are going to be moving away from some sort of memories that you have with somebody else and pursuing somebody in the future, possibly with the Lovers choosing someone else. Ace of Pentacles, choosing another place to invest your time, energies, and efforts. It does feel like you are telling someone, thank you, no, I gotta go. That's what it feels like. We've got Leo energy. We've got Aries and Gemini. We've got Cancer and Pisces. We've got Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Capricorn, Taurus, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius. We've got Aries energy here. We've got Virgo and Pisces energy, and Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy. All right, Pisces. Here we go, my friends. My two fishes friends, my water family. Tell me what's going on for Pisces. Look, how was that full moon for you? Because y'all, I am a Pisces moon, and I'm telling you that everything I spoke came into fruition or crossed my path within 24 hours of me speaking it. So please, 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 for those of you who do have this psychic energy, be aware that everything you say, do, and your intentions must be good. Make sure that those intentions that you have are good, because this is a very powerful time for those of you who are very psychic, a super powerful time. I have a list of synchronicities that happened over the last few days that would blow your mind. Let's find out what is going on for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. And now that we're in the sandwich, right? We're in the in-between of the eclipses, because we've already had one on the 7th. Now we're going to have one on the 21st in Virgo. And in the late degrees, right? 29th degree, which is the crazy zone. Let's find out what's going on here for Pisces. This is just going to be from today until Monday the 16th, and then I'm going to come back with a sneak peek for the next week. So we've got the 5 of Cups. Why is that? We've got the Judgment. Oh, okay. We've got the Empress. Look at that. Oh, boy, you're pulling big ones. Okay, Pisces, you are definitely shutting it down. You are in the midst of letting go of something, someone, a situation, and it's one of the biggest decisions you've ever made. The Tower is here. Everything is shifting. I feel like you could be in the Empress energy. It does feel like I'm probably speaking from the Empress's point of view. It feels like somebody has realized that they stand strong on their own. I don't necessarily need anyone to come back round. I don't need that person to be back. I have regrets, possibly, sadness that I'll never see them again because I'll never let them across my boundaries again. But it does feel like this awakening has brought you to a place of maybe a little bit of sadness, tiny bits of regret, but I feel like the Tower shows up to remove anything that is scattered in your way. It feels like all of your obstacles, your worries, your sadness, maybe decisions that you felt you made that weren't great, maybe the heartbreak. I feel like the Tower's coming to clear your way. The Judgment card is here. I feel like you're getting a second chance at something. And I don't think that we're talking about a person. I feel like you're getting a second chance to be reborn. Like you're stepping into this Empress energy, or maybe you're already there. Take it as it resonates for you. Not everybody's in the Empress energy. Just because you might have a Libra or a Taurus placement, it doesn't mean you're an Empress. It comes with wisdom. And so I feel like she's holding the whole world in her hand, but it feels like you have decided to sort of look at your wealth, your health, your happiness, and you've been given a second chance at life, or a second chance in this cycle, and it feels like the Tower is shifting you into a new life path, is what it feels like. And so I feel like this 5 of Cups is telling me that you're sort of saying goodbye to the old chapter, because it's done, it's gone. And when the Tower shows up, it's because everything is collapsing on itself and you won't be going back there. Why is the 5 of Cups here? We've got the King of Pentacles, we've got the 6 of Swords, and we've got the Knight of Wands. So I feel like what you are feeling a little bit sad about is I feel like you are in favor of this more stable energy that you have here, taking care of your health, wealth, money, stability. I feel like what you're doing is you are disconnecting from anything or anyone that would give you instability. So I feel like that could be people, places, jobs. Somebody is leaving a relationship. Somebody is quitting a job. It feels like it's a very harsh shift of reality is what it feels like. it feels like it might happen in a moment's notice because the Knight of Wands is here, that somebody is detaching from whatever this King of Pentacles is. So for some of you, that's a job. For some of you, that's a solid or steady relationship. For some of you, it's I'm not going to allow what I own to own me. You might be detaching from material wealth or material things. You might be cleaning out your closets, and that's what's coming next, right? The next eclipse is in Virgo, and that is going to be a solar eclipse. And those are, if you thought this one was strong, just wait, hold my beer, because it's coming. And I feel like you're detaching from things that kept you stagnant, I'm going to say. Maybe things that you owned you, and I don't think you like that. I don't think you like to be held down, I'm going to say. We've got the High Priestess, we've got the Page of Wands, and we've got the Magician in the reverse. Oh boy, you're really going at it here. So I want to say that anybody who is not genuine, anybody who is showing up that is flighty, or anyone who is like throwing passion at you, or hey baby, you know what I mean, whether you're feminine or masculine, I feel like anybody who's not genuine, I feel like you want to, that someone whose actions do not match their words, I feel like you're seeing them as someone who is manipulating. You know what I feel? That your High Priestess energy is at an all-time high. This is Piscean energy. This is at an all-time high. Your bullshit meter has become so sharp that you can picture these ones coming at you a mile away. Page of Wands here isn't anybody who's bad, but they're immature. There's somebody who's taking risks. This is somebody who's very flirty and fun, and maybe not necessarily grounded, somebody who doesn't have a lot of life experience but is very attracted to you. I feel like you see the manipulation in this, and I don't think that's what you're down for. I feel like this High Priestess energy after the Tower falls is super, super duper sharp. I think that's what this full moon has left you with here. I feel like you may have gone through some sort of a transition or some sort of a shift in your intuition, which has become on high or super sharp. I've got the Seven of Swords. Yeah, your bullshit meter is so sharp. You know, with the Seven of Swords, it's like deception or lies. And when these people come up against you here that are people who are trying to lure you in with their passion and with their sparks and with their, you know, when the sparks fly, I feel like you see the manipulation for what it is, and you can't be, you know, the thing is when you can't be manipulated, because the Empress isn't going to be manipulated. Understand, when the Empress is in the upright, the Empress has solid boundaries because they don't need it. They don't need anyone from outside of them to tell them they look good, feel good, you know, are doing well, stable, secure. They don't need anybody. It's so hard to get past the boundaries of the Empress. The Empress is going to stay single until the Emperor comes along. They're not entertaining Page energy. No way. And they see the manipulation when it shows up because the Seven of Swords is here. Tell me what the outcome is. I feel like what it's telling me here is that something is about to come back around. You're about to get a chance at something here again, whether it's a job or a relationship or a friendship, or it feels like you're no longer going to be held in place. You're no longer going to allow your possessions to own you. It feels like somebody here is going through a purge of maybe material wealth, material things. Maybe you're downsizing your house. It feels like you're being given a second chance here as the Tower falls, and gives your intuition time to catch up and remove old blocks from old obstacles from your life. You're healing. Look at that. The Four of Swords is here. You're coming into balance with you. You're becoming stable of the mind. You're healing the self, healing any Three of Swords energy that was here. I feel like you're healing all of this. We've got the King of Wands, and I think at the end of it all, you're going to feel inspired to go after whatever this is that's showing up. I want to see what you're getting a second chance at here, Pisces. Second chance at love, my friend. Making a decision in love. Now, I feel like you've been waiting at the crossroads as the Empress, waiting at the crossroads. You're not the one taking action. You've been waiting, holding your position as the Empress, waiting for whatever you're attracting to show up for you. I feel like you're going to be making a decision in love soon, because I feel like the Judgment card is not telling me that someone from the past is coming back, because the Empress would never entertain it. What it's telling me is you're getting a second chance at love. So someone new is probably coming into the picture, and you're getting a second chance, because I feel like there have been people that have been interested in you, but you're sending them away from the boundary, because you're like, I'll meet you at the property line, but I'm not letting you into the yard, because no, I'm not entertaining that silliness. I'm not entertaining those things. Tell me what is around the corner for Pisces. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, we've got the Eight of Swords, we've got the Ten of Wands. So I feel like you're no longer overthinking it. I feel like you're moving slow. I feel like you're moving analytically. I feel like you are reassessing the situation as you move along. And I don't think that you're in a hurry to get into a relationship, because you know that there are pages all over the place. There are knights everywhere, but you're not looking for that. You're not looking for one, you're looking for the last one. So I feel like the Empress is holding position. You're building foundation, you're creating things. That's what the Empress would do. You're creating stability, you're finding friends, you're finding new communities, new groups of friends, communication, collaboration. It feels like what you're doing is you're dropping the Eight of Swords. You're no longer overthinking why it's taking the time that it does, because you've realized that you can live in this Empress energy for quite some time before you start getting bored with whatever it is that the foundations are that you are building, because you're working really hard. I feel like you're working really hard on your own transformation. You've got the Ace of Wands, and you know that passion and romance are in the future, and you're not worried about when it's going to show up. You're worried about focusing on you and building foundations and friendships and working really hard on your own transformation. And so when it shows up, it's going to show up. I feel like it is showing up that you're getting a second chance at love. Could be Scorpio, could be Taurus or Libra, could be Aries. We have Capricorn. We have Libra. Libra a couple of times here. We have Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Sagittarius, I already said that. Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, and Aries. And we've got Aquarius energy. I'm just going to leave that right here. Have a beautiful weekend. I will be back with a bunch of bonus reads over the weekend, and then we will start the week fresh next week with another sneak peek. This time it'll be for the week, but I hope you've enjoyed the sneak peek for the weekend. You guys take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.